Wow, I cannot believe how good this thing turned out. This thing looks amazing.
Hey guys, it's your boy Alec coming back to you with the Jet Ski Goons channel. It's been a minute since we saw each other, but I'm glad to have you back. In front of me, I have the 2024 Seadoo Spark TRIXX. This machine has about 15 hours on it, and it looks brand new. You might be wondering how I did that. Well, today I'm going to show you how I ceramic coated this machine to make it look the way it does, and I'm blown away by how water repellent this thing is. It's going to be great for this summer coming up. This machine's going to stay nice and clean, and I'm super excited about it. If you want to find out how to ceramic coat your machine, make sure you follow along for this video. Grab a cold beer, sit down, and enjoy. Let's get right into it.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give up, I keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things.
Alrighty guys, here we are with the Spark, and we're going to get started today by spraying this thing down with vinegar. I did wash this before I put it away, but then we went for one more ride at the end of the season to burn the gas out of them. And so it's got a couple water spots on it. So I have just straight cleaning vinegar or household vinegar in here. We're going to spray the machine down with this and let it sit for about 10 minutes or so. The good thing is I'm inside, so it's not going to evaporate on me real bad, but if you're outside, you definitely want to be conscious of it getting dry on you. And so we're going to spray this guy down and get it pretty much soaked. All my black areas have some water spots on them, so we're going to get it soaked good, and then we will wash it with soap and water afterwards, and then let it dry. And then once it's dry and we don't have water running out at anywhere or vinegar, then we can start the ceramic coating process. So like if you take a look at this, you can see the underside of the seat has water spots pretty bad. And you can see that, you know, I got the water spots in here and up in here. So that's kind of some of the stuff that I was worried about. But honestly, I don't really care. I'm not ceramic coating underneath the seat, so it really doesn't matter that there's water spots underneath there. Basically, my goal is to make sure that there is 0 water spots where I'm actually ceramic coating. So of course, my biggest priority is I don't want to seal in any of those minerals into the finish that I'm going to be putting on this. My biggest priority is the black, and then the red, and then the white, because the white does not show water spots. So that's one of the advantages to this. So I'm going to soak this guy down, and then we will give her a nice little sponge bath. So this is what we're going to be using for today's video. This is the Adams trim coating kit. So this is made by Adams Polishes, and I'll put a link to it down in the description. But this is specifically meant for like trim on vehicles. And of course, trim is plastic, right? So we're going to be using it on the jet ski because the jet ski is fully plastic. So this is the kit that we're going to be using. We'll break this sucker open real quick and just show you that Adams does give you some really nice towels. We got the actual trim coating, ceramic boost. So this is after the fact. That's like a silicon dioxide, and this is a trim cleaner. So we'll just wipe it down with that after we wash it. Then they give you some applicators, micro suede towels in here, some of the nozzles for our spray. And they got the instructions on how to do this, but I can't read, so I don't know how much use this is for me. So anyways, we'll get this thing cleaned up, but that's the kit that we're going to use today. Alrighty guys, so here we are with the ski. We let it sit with the vinegar on it for about 10 minutes or so. And I just wiped it down with just one of my mitts with just the vinegar. So basically I was like spreading the vinegar on the surface of the ski. Now I'm kind of neutralizing it. I just have some like strip wash over here, which you can get. I'll link it down in the description below, but it's just a car detailing strip wash. If you're really tight up on money, I would assume you're probably not ceramic coating your jet ski, but you could use Dawn dish soap or something if you're really trying to be conservative with your funds. Right now, I'm just kind of rubbing around some soap on it to neutralize that vinegar so that we can eventually get just straight water on it and dry it off, because I'm doing this without a hose. It's like 30 degrees outside and it's nice and warm in the shop. We're gonna get this guy soaped up and then we will wipe it down with some water and then let it dry. All right, guys, here we are. We did a couple rounds of soap just to make sure that it was, all that vinegar was neutralized. And then we started wiping it down with just water from my bucket over there. You can see my 2-bucket system over here. So I got one with soap and then one with just clean water with a little grit guard in the bottom of it. That's how I wash all my cars. So we can see here, I'm starting to get this thing dried up. This thing's still in really good shape. It has like 14 hours on it from our first summer. And since we have 4 jet skis to spread our use across, 14 hours on one of the 4 is still quite a bit. So it hasn't had a hard life. Dale, if you want to pan over to the green ski over there, that one's fairly clean. And you can see that the plastics on it are starting to get a little bit lightened, I guess you could say. So you can see like over here, there's a big difference between this plastic and even my glove, or this plastic and up here. So we're starting to get a little fade on the chassis here. That ski has 100 hours on it. So it's been used. We ride them. So my goal with this one is to not have it look like that in 5 years with the ceramic coating. We will eventually make a video on that one as well, ceramic coating that one, see if we can bring that color back into the plastics and see if we can get it back to this kind of black. But this one's the priority because it is still nice, so we're going to try and maintain that nice look to it. So we're going to get this thing dried up, and then we will come back. I'm going to let it air dry probably overnight, just because I don't want any stuff coming out of the cracks while we're ceramic coating it. You know, if I really wanted to do it today, I would be taking the compressed air and blowing this stuff out because there's water behind here. So if we ceramic coat this and then we get a run down the side of here, it's going to ruin the ceramic coating. So we're going to let this guy dry overnight. Alrighty, guys, we're back over here the next day. We have let the Spark TRIXX dry overnight, and it is 100% clean and ready for us to get to our ceramic coating. Now, I was looking at the instructions here, which we have done step 1 and 2. If we skip to step 3 here, it says that we need to spray Adam's coating prep and then wipe the area to remove any excess residue from our soap or anything that we were using yesterday. So I have the orange bottle here, which is the trim cleaner, and we're going to throw the little spray guy in here. We're going to spray this guy down with the cleaner. Shook it up real good before I started this, maybe a little bit too good. I'll get this taken care of. We'll spray it down with this, and then we will move on to our ceramic coating. Are these both the same length? Yeah, it's way too long. How does that make any sense? I just shove it in there, or do I cut it? Guess I'll cut it.
I just want to take 10 seconds to say thanks to our video sponsor today, also known as myself. No one is funding these videos but me, so make sure you subscribe down below and leave this video a like so that other people can find it, and also so that I can grow my channel to my goal of 1,000 subscribers in 2025.
All right, so as you just saw, I have fully wiped down the machine with their trim cleaner. It's orange, so the towel looking a little bit dirty. I think that's just from the dye or whatever in here, because this thing was pretty dang clean before. But I will say it leaves a nice finish. It seems like it's ready for the ceramic coating now that we have that complete. We're going to move on to the actual ceramic coating portion of this. Now, looking at the instructions, it said basically put 10 drops on the applicator to start and go across and just make sure that it's uniform. I didn't see anything about buffing it off or rubbing it in or anything, drying period. Literally just saw basically make sure it's uniform. So this will be interesting for me because normally I'm used to products that you put them on, you buff them off kind of thing. But we're going to give this a shot and see how it ends up going. Alrighty, guys, so if you're not already, make sure that you are wearing gloves for this portion of the detailing process, just because these are chemicals, and whether you like to believe it or not, they are doing damage to your body and your skin, being absorbed through your skin. So wear gloves. It's always a good idea. And we got this guy cracked open here. Now, it says to put about 10 drops on the applicator and then wipe it evenly across the surface. And it does not tell you anything for 5. Holy shit. It does not tell you anything about buffing it off. So this is literally just a wipe on and leave it coating. Now it does tell you to put the cap on whenever you're not using this, not only because it could spill, but also so it doesn't start to oxidize or cure in the bottle. You guys can kind of probably see it on the camera. I'm starting to run out of product on this guy already. But we're covering a lot of surface area. It did say depending on how dry the plastic is that it might require you to go over it a couple times. So let's just do this quick and see how many times we can get this to rub in the main hull area. I will say it absorbs really, really nicely. You can definitely see a difference in the depth of the colors. Alrighty, it looks pretty good so far. I'm going to throw you guys up on a time lapse and let's get this thing knocked out. Here we are over on the left-hand side of the machine. Hopefully you can see this, and you can kind of see right there, I was doing the front part over here, and I got a little bit on there. So you can see the difference already, but I'm gonna try and rub some of this in. You can see my applicator here, so you can see a real difference. There you can see like almost like a 50-50 difference. So we'll see how it cures, if it cures that much differently. Here we are after our first coat is complete. I'm not sure how many coats I am going to do on the entire machine, but definitely the black area, the main part of the top hull, I'd like to do that a couple times. I have pretty much every single detail, nook and cranny done. These were a little bit difficult in the back here just because they got the ridges, which I will level those out because I can see I got a little bit of extra material close to the raised part. But this thing is pretty much 100% full coverage, one application, and I am sitting right about 40 minutes to do it, including wiping it down with the prep beforehand. So you can see everything's got a really nice shine to it. The machine looks honestly even better than brand new. I think I'm gonna let it sit here for a little while, and then I'm gonna go over it and start leveling stuff out, and then I might put a couple coats, maybe one more coat on the black center part. Alrighty, I just went over this thing one more time and made sure that I got everywhere. My methodology to coating this thing was basically to take it in sections. So essentially I split the ski right down the middle from looking at it this way. And said I'm going to do the right side first and then come over to the left side. And so I basically did colors at a time. So I didn't do sections or like areas, I did colors. So I did the black section first and just made sure I did everything there. Then I started to come up into the white, and I stayed away from the red for a reason. So I did all the white, did this half, and then I started to go up into the red, did the lid on the cover here. So I kind of broke it up into, I separated it by colors and then by sections, half and half. And I will just say, even in this not so great lighting, this thing looks amazing. The shine on the plastic is just super good, and the black has some great depth to it, and the white, even the white is shiny, like you can see it back here. I got the door open, but you can see the white catching my eye, nice and shiny. So we got both sides done. Side's a little bit darker. My lighting's not as good, but overall, super impressed with how it's turning out, how it looks right now. Now, I will say, at this point, we have completed the coating for the most part. I'm gonna call it complete. And now we need to wait at least 24 hours, the instructions say, before taking it outside or like introducing it to moisture. So this thing needs a cure for 24 hours. Because it's March, I don't even plan on riding this thing anytime soon. So I'm just gonna let it sit in my shop for the week, and I'm gonna finish this video out. Next week, I will bring a spray bottle over here and we will see how hydrophobic the plastic is to water. Because I can tell you before, it wasn't hydrophobic at all. So we're going to check back in with you once this cures and show you a little bit of water repellent properties, hopefully. Let's take a moment here to do a little bit of a water repellent hydrophobic test on these panels now that they have been ceramic coated and they have cured for 48 hours. I'm gonna spray it down with a water bottle because I don't have water in my shop, unfortunately. And I'm sure if you had a hose with some good pressure to it, the water repellent would probably be even better than what we're gonna see here. But let's start on the side here. You can see I'm spraying and most of it is beading off. It's got nice beads to it, and its gravity is pulling it off the panel, so that's really nice to see. So that's the black area. I'm going to wipe it down here just so that if it does need to cure any longer, it can cure. Let's move in here a little bit to the inner part of the top hull. I'm going to try my best to flood it so you can see that it's doing a really good job of allowing gravity to pull it down into the machine. And then let's give it the old wind test here. Blows away really easily. And so you get moving down the river at 20, 30 miles an hour, that's gonna be gone super quick. So these things are gonna stay clean, they're gonna stay dry, and I'm pretty happy with those results. Overall, the performance of the coating is exactly what I was looking for. This thing turned out amazing. The black looks really deep and it looks really dark. It looks really nice. All the colors look really nice. It's nice and water repellent, and I think it's gonna help extend the life of the machine and keep it clean as well. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you're subscribed down below. I really appreciate it. Leave this video a like if nothing else so that others can find it. Until I see you guys in the next video, peace.